Hey everyone, so I finished my campaign today on Fanatics, and so I have this time in between. I'm looking for something else, and I'm trying to get back into an administrative role. I'm still going to be in the call center, but I'm waiting for things to fall into place, and I'll have training and I'll go into a new role. But hoping that in this new one I will not have any more problems with calls being set up by the family and Eddie Farid and all these people who coordinated everything. I really don't know what the problem is, because the investigation closed over 5 years ago, and as far as I'm concerned, I've been living my life for 5 years. I haven't bothered anyone, and I've been trying to regain or take back everything that I lost because of people telling everyone they were worried about me, they didn't know where I was, and then the police telling me that the family is saying I'm obsessed with them. So anyway, let's see how it goes. I've started over many times. So first I was on Sprint, then I went on to Uber Freight, working overnight, then I went on to Klarna, then I went on to Fanatics, and then now I'm going to be going on to something else. So we'll see how it goes. For me, it's very hard, if I have 2 or 3 people talking to me at the same time, like anybody, it's difficult. I mean, if you have one person talking to you, it's fine, but imagine doing 3 chats, plus you chatting to your supervisors at the same time. It's very hard. So anyway, I think they expect us to be miracle workers, but somehow or the other, our team managed to get through it, and we've done a fantastic job for them. So I'm praying for my colleagues and my supervisors who are still waiting to be placed, that they all get good opportunities and that we all get increases, because things are going up, things are expensive, and it's hard to make ends meet. Many of us are not making ends meet. So I'm just waiting. I've maxed everything out. I've maxed out my credit cards and I maxed out my line of credit, and that's how I live. I go over the limit. With the interest, when they add the interest, then you have to end up paying the overdraft fee, you'll end up paying the interest, you'll end up paying fees on top of that. But like many people, what choice do I have? So I don't have any choice. I've reached out to so many organizations and people asking for help, and like many people, the answer is no. So I carry on. I put my faith in God, and I find for me what works in these difficult times. I bring the sacrifice of praise to God, the sacrifice of thanksgiving to God, and just praising God and thanking God for everything He's done for me and blessed me with. And that our team finished on a good note. We finished with the best scores. And now, of course, the US has everything laid out for them. All they have to do is improve the processes and keep them going. So that's how it goes. And we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. I'm going to miss working from home. It's been a positive experience for me. I don't mind the isolation. I don't mind working on my own. I like working at home alone and having my time to myself. I've enjoyed it tremendously. And we'll see, going back to the office is going to be interesting. But since the investigation closed, I have not had the opportunity to move back into a professional executive assistant role or an HR role. So it's very hard when your reputation is tarnished like that. It's very hard to get back into something else. But I've done well. I've taken control of my life and I've done a good job. Sometimes, I've made mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. So small changes lead to good results. And, I hope as time goes by, I become more confident and more able to prove myself And I don't expect anything from anyone. My mom and I have accepted that that's how people think of me, that they think I'm delusional, that they think I am incapable of making decisions. So let them think it. If they think that I was only capable of it in the past, this for me has been the opportunity to prove to them that they are wrong. And I will keep proving it to them, and they will keep trying to get me into psychiatric care and wasting people's time, wasting people's money, wasting people's breath. But that's up to them. As long as I know I've done right by Canada, I've done right by Bono, and if people think I had something to hide with Bono, you must be kidding. I have no idea how they got my sister involved with tracking me when I went to the One Summit, and that's why I told him, because I had no idea who it was that was doing it. So I posted it on his wall and I said, this is what's happening. I have no idea who this Anita is that is tracking me and having me followed, and it started when I came to the One Summit. So, and I told him about Eddie, I told him about everything. Why should I hide it? I have nothing to hide. I didn't do anything wrong, and I didn't lead Eddie on in any way. So, I have nothing to be ashamed of. But unfortunately, people say perception is reality, which is not the case. But that's how it goes when you're a visible minority. The woman is the one that gets the blame. So I keep moving forward, I keep moving on, and I put one foot in front of the other, and I rely on God. I put my faith in God, and I trust Him. 5 years is a long time to be living on minimum wage and trying to survive off it, and trying to also keep your skills upgraded, applying to non-profits. Like I've applied to the World Bank, I've applied to Gavi, I've applied to War Child, I've applied to UNICEF, so many different non-profits. And I had even applied to the One campaign, hoping that my volunteering with them would lead to an opportunity opening up for me. But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. So all I can do is to keep moving forward. With Roger Federer, I had also written to his foundation, but he doesn't have any opportunities. So I'll keep trying. You never know, if he has something opening up for the SADC region, he might consider me. I wrote to Trevor Noah as well, and they replied to say they don't have anything, but they will keep me in mind. And I wrote to Rafa's foundation, Rafa Nadal's foundation. And now I've reached out to Bruce Springsteen, because I saw that he calls for volunteers when he has his concerts. So I thought, why not another musician? Because when Bono comes, he doesn't always get us involved. He goes to America and he gets the Americans involved, and Canada gets left on the side. So I reached out to Bruce Springsteen, I reached out to Sting. And why not? If they need volunteers and I like their music and there's an opportunity to meet them and to volunteer with them, I would love that. Sting is one of my favorites, and he came to Toronto, he did the last ship. And also Springsteen came, they all came to Zimbabwe, Tracy Chapman for the human rights concerts. So I've got nothing to hide. And if people think I've got anything to hide, I have nothing to hide. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do what my mother did. If I get involved with anyone, I'm just going to say he's a friend, and I'm not going to tell anyone, so that my relationships don't get spoiled. And then when it comes to time to get married, I'll just tell people I'm getting married now. Because that's the example that's been set for me, and that's what I'm going to do. So I have nothing to hide with Bono. Bono's told a lot of people how much he loves me and he cares about me, and that's fine with me. And I love him and I care about him the same way. I have nothing to hide, and I really don't care what people say. Doesn't mean anything to me. I've been with him for a long time, and I'll carry on supporting him. And they can take it, and they can love it, or they can hate it. I don't care. And if they go and get the politicians in America involved, I don't care about that either. Because I don't know the politicians, and I don't want to know them. I have nothing to do with any of my uncles, with their families, with their friends who are political leaders. I have nothing to do with them. My heart is only for Bono and for the One campaign. And that's it. That's the start and end of it.